Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. As usual, we got things to do on Little Rascal 2 to prepare for travel. We need to pick up some propane cylinders for our cooking. And in addition, we need to also think about how we're going to secure things when we travel, mainly our generator when we travel. Now, this is an important thing. I think one of the big mistakes you can make, and our friend in Australia, Joseph Kane, has certainly been keen to this too, is you can't just sit things in the back, especially when you have a raised platform like we have. You can't just sit them in here and then travel. If you get into high speed front end collision or something happens and you have the unsecured generator, 50 pounds or whatever, that thing's going to move forward with physics teaches is 1/2 mass times acceleration there. So by the time that 50 pounds gets there at 60 miles an hour, you have an incredible force hitting the back of the driver's seat. It will definitely take you out and bend you over, smash your head on the wheel. So what we need to do is make sure that this is in a secured position when we're driving. And the way I think we're going to do that is with strapping. We're going to have it in the back here. We want it to sit flat. And before we travel anywhere, we'll actually run our strapping from here. The generator will sit lengthwise here, and then close this, and our strapping will be coming out of here too. So that'll allow us to be very secure, so that thing won't be moving forward. And then at nighttime, or when we're not with the rig, this by design has the perfect 11-inch with seating sitting area here for that, can sit right in there. Also at nighttime too, if we don't want to get ripped off, we can have it in there. So I can't travel with it forward because it simply doesn't permit enough room up in the driver's area there. I can't be that, I'm short, but I'm not that short, right? So everything fits underneath real good here, which I really like. All of our stuff. So we have, as I've said before in the video, we have a ton of storage room here. Now we just have to make sure that we're going to be able to travel safely. Okay, so let's hit the road. We got to head down to the big box sticks and see what I can find in the way of turnbuckles and things. It's got to be able to secure into like a 41-inch. I may end up with earthquake strapping, and then every time we travel, you know, I have to run a lock through it or something, small lock, to keep it in a secured position. Whatever it is, it has to be really good and secure on there for safety's sake. Okay, so let's get on the road. How these utility vans handle, and for all intents and purposes, it really does handle like a passenger car. I don't have any issues with, I don't feel top heavy like I did in the Coachman. I was kind of worried about rapid cornering in that, because that fiberglass shell with the air conditioner on top exerts a certain amount of leverage on it. But this handles really well. And the mileage of this thing is astounding, about 26 miles to the gallon average. So that's like 31 to 32 on the highway, and about 23, 24 in the city, which is great. So I have no issues whatsoever with it. It's been fantastic. I like the fact it's very simple. It doesn't have too much stuff that can go wrong, which is really a blessing, especially on the inside. I like to be able to configure things the way that I want to configure, and this gives you a good interior shell to do that. So, all right, very, very happy. Here we go. Lowe's knows. We'll see what Lowe's knows, eh? All right. First thing, we got to see if we can find those propane cylinders. That's pretty important, eh? So I'm in the plumbing section. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need down here. I don't think so. I like Lowe's, but you hardly ever see anybody around. Got that. What I use when I'm doing plumbing. I had a hard time finding it. I thought they were out, but I was able to find this. It's like the rats chewed into that carton, so I was able to find some in there. These are too fat to fit into our cook stove, so I think these will be fine. Anybody want some oxygen? Things I need to create a good hold down. I'm not going to really worry about anti-theft right now because the generator is going to be locked up when we're not around. So I have two pieces of this to secure and wrap around the handles and everything, so I think that will be good. Have them meet in the middle. Loop that around. And our clamps and clips. Back home on the rancho, looks like the missus got a project, huh? What, we got a little breakthrough there? The whole fucking thing went down, huh?
Everything was going down and falling sideways, and before you know it, you'll have the good old domino here.
Yeah. Not that we don't like the dog, is really sweet, but you know. Is there anything behind that? You're just drilling into.
Yeah, there's a
You got a toenail.
There's
Okay.
A
All right. All right. Keep up the good work. I'm gonna keep you on the payroll. Woo! Missy at work. There we go. Huh? Next you'll be wanting a raise. Alright, we are back. Never a dull moment. I tell you, the one thing you learn on a rancho, there's always something to do. There's always something that needs fixing.
There's our next
doing.
project.
Yeah.
Here, this fence is about to bust in.
Really?
Yeah.
I got more
This is coming in every day, more and more.
wow.
It's just a matter of a few more
We're gonna
days.
have to brace that up with something.
So,
Alright, let me grab something. Okay, I've removed this side panel here. I'm going to go ahead and use this as a hold down at this particular point coming through here, but on the back side, to give the maximum amount of holding power, I'm going to use a rubber washer with a fender washer behind it. Now that's going to do a couple things. The fender washer, in the event of an accident or a forward type of collision with a lot of force, this fender washer with the rubber washer behind it is going to give, actually in front of it, it's pressed up against the metal from the backside, is going to absorb some of the initial shock. Anything that reduces the pulling force is excellent, and this rubber will be able to absorb some of the initial impact there, however tiny it may be. But every little bit helps, but that's going to help absorb some of the impact. So I'm going to set this in, then reach in behind, and this will be our first securing tab right there that we'll use to hook on our anchor here. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and set my nut in behind that on the eye bolt there. sure we get that really tight in there. That should be perfect, and that's going to give a nice point of initial hold down right there. Did you notice old Dum Dum put it in this hole down here when it belongs down there? So I shifted it down there. I also put another washer on the exterior side to give a little more finished detail and to increase the holding power through the metal there. So there's no way under basically any kind of force except something that you'd never encountered that's going to come through from that side. So that's excellent. I'm going to go ahead and get my 1/2-inch wrench and secure that from that side. I was looking at the back. I didn't think it would be possible. I guess I could shove an anchor through there, but it's not going to have the same holding power. I think as long as I have 2 points for holding the generator down, I think it'll be fine on here. So there's an upper and now there's a lower that I've secured in there, and I think when it's all set with aircraft cable, I really don't think that it will go anywhere. I maybe I'll put one on the front here too, and then kind of work the cable through it. I'll have to just see and play around with it a little bit. One of the things I like about designing on the fly is I just change my mind as I go along, and of course I'd prefer a lateral type of hold from front to back, and I now have that. I've figured, why not? I have so many holes in here, why not just use one of them and secure another eye bolt in there? So I'm doing that right now. I'm going to get my wrench to tighten that down, and then we have 2 good points of hold here that should be, well, I don't know, should be rated for hundreds and hundreds of pounds of holding power, so give us a lot more confidence here. So I'm going to go get my wrench and get that tightened down. I'm going to go ahead and secure my initial cable. This will be a permanent over here, and I'm going to use 2 clamps on this, 2 separate clamps, because I want to be absolutely sure of the holding power here. So baby really good and totally clamped down. I'll go ahead and put the second one on and then tighten everything down really well. Okay. Just check the rating on the clamps. They're fine for thousands of pounds here of pull. So I just tested it out, moving it forward, and that baby isn't going to go anywhere now. We got the quick release too with the snap eye hook, and just in case, I have a few bungee cords to fit on the 2, and I want to take a look at them now. That's going to be a wrap. That's so thoroughly clamped down, and it has 2 extra bungee cords around that too, so that thing isn't going to go anywhere in an accident, and that's exactly what I want to see. Okay guys, safety in travel with a generator, a portable generator. We don't want it to be a rocket when we travel. We want it to be something that's going to give us some extra comfort when we're traveling, not something that could potentially kill us in the rig. That's going to be a wrap. Thanks so much guys for watching. Thumbs up are appreciated, and remember, no matter what you do, make sure you think about safety first.